November is Lung Cancer Awareness Month. In this country, the disease kills more people every year than, listen to this, breast, colon, and prostate cancers combined. Did you know that? I did not. Former YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki died from lung cancer in August. We sat down exclusively with her sisters, Ann Wojcicki, who, as you know, is the CEO of 23andMe, and Janet Wojcicki, professor of pediatrics and epidemiology at the University of California, San Francisco. We talked about their family's commitment to advancing lung cancer research.
The Wojcicki sisters have a certain reputation.
They may be the most accomplished sisters within our lifetime. If you haven't heard of them, I guarantee that you've used a few products that they've worked on or companies that they run.
Last year, Barbie even made dolls in their likeness as part of their series honoring women in STEM. So when news that the oldest sister and former YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki died at 56 of lung cancer, it sent shockwaves through Silicon Valley and the world.
Take us to when you all first discovered. Did you know she was ill? Did you know that there was anything wrong with her?
Well, so she was not sick, and she actually was having pain in her hip. And went in for what she just thought would be, a routine MRI that might diagnose, muscle strain or something like that.
She thought she was swimming too much.
It all started just a pain in her hip.
Yeah.
She wasn't having trouble breathing.
Nothing.
She wasn't.
No. Apparently
nothing.
it's quite common that you can get in metastatic lung disease that you can get it in your hip or in your shoulder. And so
Or
people
brain.
or brain and people show up at a sports medicine and they have that pain.
And once doctors see that it's metastatic, then they have to figure out where is it coming from.
Correct.
Because all you see when you do the x-rays, it's there, but we don't know where
Correct.
it's coming from.
Correct.
And then you get the diagnosis that it's the lung, and you must have gone, how? That must have just been shocking to all of you.
I mean,
lung was never on our radar
Radar.
as something to think about.
but what was confusing to her
Yeah.
is you think you have lung cancer. Shouldn't your doctor be able to listen to your lungs and
Yeah,
hear
and hear it.
at
Yeah.
least hear something small? But she heard nothing, right? So it was like Susan was just blown away by that. Here I am, you're telling me I have terminal disease, right? And I'm sitting on your table and you can't even hear a tiny thing.
And by the time the disease was discovered in a full-body scan, Susan's fate was all but certain.
What was it like living like that for her and for you as her sisters?
Well, I don't think we fully accepted it, to be honest with you, because one, she looked good. She did not appear sick, right? So she had a high quality of life, up until the last couple of months. And secondly, I think a lot of people with a terminal diagnosis, you think, oh, maybe it won't be
can
me.
beat it.
Yeah.
But Susan's non-small cell lung cancer had spread, making her part of this staggering statistic.
When lung cancer is diagnosed, about 40% of the time, it is stage 4. It's already metastasized, either to the bones or the brain or some other organ. Because
Why is that, Janet?
That's because we don't have any good screening tests like we do for breast cancer with mammography or colon cancer with colonoscopy or prostate. with PSA. There's nothing for lung cancer.
Why do you think that so little attention is paid to lung cancer?
And it's significantly underfunded compared to, so breast cancer gets approximately $20,000 per death, and lung cancer is only getting about $4,000. So it's underfunded. I think that it has definitely been a disease that has had a stigma associated with smoking, but there is a rising population as well of individuals who never smoked or they were light smokers, and that is increasing.
Well, that's the other thing. When I heard that Susan had lung cancer, the first question I thought was, well, was she a smoker?
Right.
And the answer was, no, she's not.
That's almost always
Yeah.
the first question. And I think it's important for people to recognize, there's definitely a risk factor that comes from smoking, but for the non-smoker population, the numbers are increasing. And so it's important for us, and I think part of where we're really focused now in Susan's legacy, on top of other initiatives that she was passionate about, is really looking at early cancer detection, particularly in lung. What is it that we can do to really try to influence the ability to detect lung cancer early in individuals? Because if you can find it at stage 1, like all cancer, most cancers,
You have you can survive.
you can
It's
treat
survivable.
it. It's survivable.
In July, 23andMe and over 20 other groups launched a lung cancer genetic study to research the disease and to ultimately find a cure. Nearly 1,400 people are currently enrolled in the study. They hope to have 10,000 participants join over the next 3 years.
I mean, you think about all the lives that mammography and colonoscopy and PSA have, you know, how many lives they've saved. I mean, why are we not, as a community, as a nation that is so technologically capable, why are we not prioritizing this? It just doesn't make sense.
I think that there's a moment that we can have with lung cancer, because I think that there really is an opportunity to actually have an early diagnostic so that you could screen and that you could then, you know, really save huge number of lives.
And that's why you're talking.
That's why we're talking.
That's the
why
only
also
reason why you're talking
We have
today.
no issue being the face, right? Right? Or Susan, right?
Yes.
Like that it's somebody that, right, is like, you know, a mother, a business person, right? Somebody that doesn't have a smoking history, but we don't want to exclude, right, those that do have a smoking history. Why aren't they being screened? We need to solve that conundrum as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of laughter because, you know, of course they love their sister and love talking about her, but make no mistake, they are in deep grief. This is still very raw and very fresh. Anne posted a beautiful tribute to her sister yesterday. But they're motivated because they want to get the message out. I learned so many things about lung cancer that I didn't know. The American Lung Association says every 2 minutes somebody in this country is diagnosed with it. And non-smokers who develop lung cancer are nearly twice as likely to be women. They have no idea how she got it. They did a radon check of their home. They looked at the air quality. They did an extensive genetic analysis and found nothing.
Wow.
Still don't know. And it happens to people every single day.
Yeah,
It's
wow,
very
awareness is
frightening.
key. So very, very frightening.